Hello, divine, beautiful souls. This is Energy Speaks Podcast with your host, Katriel. So, I wanted to ask you guys what innovative changes are you making or experiencing in your life? So, a little bit of an energy update type of thing. Right now, we are currently in the transit of the sun in Aquarius season. What is Aquarius? So I was just sitting down. I just realized that uh, where I'm at my yeshiva, um, the person that we're often seeing every single day that's helping us with our stuff, her birthday is today. So happy birthday, Miriam Yifrach. And as I was, I felt really guided to say to her, "Hey, for your birthday, here's a little gift. If you would like me to take a look at your birth chart, I can answer any questions that you would like within your chart." And so it was interesting because she has like a lot of Aquarius in her chart, and it just got me into this energetic flow, and just like, what are the energies going on right now? So first of all, I want to say we have a lot of shifts and changes in the world at this very time. So far, what's been going on that's energetically identifiable as Aquarian energy? So we know that Aquarius is associated with electricity. It's associated with shaking shift up, with innovation of technology, with doing things for the betterment of the whole, like the one energy. Um, there's so many aspects to Aquarian energy. It's also called the water bearer. Essentially, friends and organizations are a part of Aquarian energy. Well, um, in the last, let's just say 2 weeks, here in Israel, here in Jerusalem, we've experienced a lot of Aquarian shakeups. Unfortunately, we've had a few attacks in Jerusalem, terrorist attacks. And you have to wonder what's going on in the beings that are doing these. Like, what's shifting and shooken up inside of them to do something like this. Another thing is our government is going through a shakeup. It's a different type of government than I was in last year. Like, it's a democracy, right? But the government wants to make certain changes that are not necessarily for the betterment, from a lot of people's eyes, the betterment of the whole, and only for a small group. And so it impinges on religious freedoms. Interesting to say, in the state of Israel, or the country of Israel. And then another thing that's happened is earthquake in Turkey, Syria area that was also felt here in Israel. One of our Rosh Hashivas said I think it was like 400 kilometers away or something like that, which is not far. So it puts into people's minds like, okay, let's take a moment and pause and wake up to this awareness that things can be out of our realm of control. But what do we have control over? Preparation for different scenarios, not to live in the state of fear, but the awareness can be bliss. Because if you have an action plan, you can know, well, if these certain scenarios happen, how do I go forward, right? So that's a good thing, right? We have this awareness, so now we can act upon it. And if something to wherever happen, um, again, we learned a lot of things during COVID. Now, what's interesting, I'd like to bring to your attention is back in 2020, we had a large stellium. A stellium is two or more planets in the same house, not far from each other, like within, I would say, about 5 to 7 degrees. Okay. So we had a very large stellium uh, that was in Aquarius. So it brought a lot of shifts and changes. Now, many of us looked at this and was like, wow, some major innovative changes are going to occur. Now, this started to occur during January of 2020. Now, most people were not aware of everything that was going on in the world. Certain people woke up to it around December of 2019, but many did not have this effect go on, especially in America, until May, about around about a week after Purim. Okay, maybe a few days earlier. Like it was right around the corner, right? I know because I remember that time very, very much in detail. And I was watching the energies around me. And so what was going on is Saturn was kind of going back and forth type of thing. Um, Saturn is, so we have two schools of thought, right? We have planets that are of rulership of different zodiac energies. Okay. We have the original that we would use in like um, astrology from the time of like what we would use in Jewish astrology right now. Okay. Kabbalistic astrology. You had 7 main planets. When discoveries were made, we added more planets to the mix, which allowed for planets to have different rulership. What is an example of this? So the planet that was originally associated with Aquarius energy was Saturn. What also was Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is different than Aquarius energy. Okay, how? These are really important things to kind of pay attention to. Okay, so you have one, Capricorn is a earth sign, and it's a cardinal sign. And the cardinal means like initiator. It's foundational, oriented with structure, seeing slow progress. but actually actively working towards the goal. That's why it's aligned with the mountain goat. The mountain goat will see the bigger picture and continuously walk up, knowing that it will achieve little by little. And so that's Capricorn's energy. That's, you know, so Saturn, how does this different? Like, how do we see the two aspects within Saturn? Saturn is what is known as like in charge of time, structure, foundation, changes. And so where they start to drift from each other or go the next level is Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign. It is a fixed sign, and it's associated with shaking shit up. Okay, revolutionary change. Okay, so that being said, you have like this structure kind of being revolutionized. So everything that Capricorn's used to, it's now taking a step higher and saying, okay, we have this structure and now we're going to revolutionize it. We're going to make it for the whole rather than just a section, And so instead of this slow progress, you see like a lightning bolt of change, which is unique. That's very unique. Now, I gave the perspective from like a Mazel perspective, like a Kabbalistic, how we would look at things from a long time ago, and still some of us today. Now, when we innovated, discovered new planets, we discovered Uranus, and Uranus started to take the energy of Aquarius because it's paired. It's solely to do with evolutionary change, like innovative change. And so you have this a lot of electrifying energy. Now, all right, where I was going with this on the worldly standpoint is because we're still in some type of, shift over in like so Saturn, its transit period, okay? Like, let's say its orbital period, right, is 29 and a half years. Okay, so that's why we have like what was called a Saturn return. So anyone who's 29, 30, you got to realize that do a few years before and a few years after. Anyone who's 59 through 62, okay, that's second Saturn return. And then someone who's like going into their 90s, okay, that's would be the third Saturn return. Now if you make it past that, that's absolutely incredible. Like, wow, not many people have gotten there. So you're seeing things shift and change in regards to the Saturn in your life. Like it's allowing you to take a look at like what is shifting and changing in your life structurally. Now, when the Earth is viewing this and seeing when something's actively shifting from one planetary energy to, one zodiac energy to another, it's like very large. You can see that energy speak. And part of what we saw was this dynamic because we have retrogrades, and a retrograde is kind of allowing us to rewrite certain things, rewire certain things, look at the other side of the coin, also regress. All these different things can be possible. During that time of 2020, we had um, uh, this going from Capricorn, like Saturn going from Capricorn energy to this Aquarian energy, which was very interesting because once we got into this Aquarian energy, we all started to work together. You remember when we had all of like the conversations? Okay, it was kind of like, oh goodness, we're all going into quarantine. We're all shutting down. Everything's, going dark. And then everybody's like, well, let's go online. Right around the time that Saturn shifted into Aquarius. And what is what is Aquarius associated with? Innovative technology. It's very creative, right? In the technology aspect, because it naturally wants to get groups together, right? It's something within us that energy is saying, you guys need someone to talk to. You need more, you need to be around one another. And so since it was impossible, we virtually came online. Okay. Now, that being said, when you have, we walked backwards a little bit because we went back into Capricorn, and then a lot of weird stuff happened. We went to like this old way of thinking, and then we went back into Aquarius, and it was like, okay, wait a minute. We were not on the same page. And now we're cleaning up and reshifting all of that came up during that time now. And we keep moving forward. Okay. We still have one planet that needs to add before we completely make this shift, this Aquarian shift. Because now, if you haven't noticed, I'm really speaking about the age of Aquarius, right? Pluto. Pluto is the last planet that needs to make this shift and change. And so let me give you a little history lesson. The last time that Pluto was going through this particular type of change, where it's going from Capricorn to the Aquarian energy, was the Revolutionary War. Okay? Revolutionary War. So you find that interesting because it's all about revolutionary change. Now, that does not mean we're going to have a revolutionary war again. What it does mean is we have the opportunity to have this awareness because we can be on the positive side of the coin where we're working together with one another, creating a beautiful vision. Vision boards should be your best friend right now. You are in Aquarian energy. It's all about the aha moments. It's all about taking these different concepts and building something that's like genius. And all it is this it's this chokhmah energy. Okay, it's like essentially, I'll explain what chokhmah is. In the Sephiroth, we have the Sephiroth is the Kabbalah tree of life. We have different little like circles, essentially, right? These little circles on the board are explaining different energies of Hashem, like Hashem's energy, like of how the map of existence, of how the energies play out. And Chokmah is the energy of the knowing before you're actually aware of it. It's like going into this aha moment. So you kind of have to let go completely and allow for this revelation to come through. We're in this energy now. So I ask the question again, what are you doing? How can you be productive during this time? Now, I will say shifts and changes are a thing. So if you are in a job right now and you're not aligning with it, you will find some resistance. Why? Because if your soul is wanting to do something different, it's not happy, it is feeling suffered, like suffocated, it is the time to be aware of this and not shove it under the rug. Why? Because these energies are starting to come together. Like the soul energies, we're innovating the frequency of existence. That's cosmic, obviously. it's this new type of awareness. And it doesn't have to make sense. Because Aquarius is across the board from Leo. It's always looking to say, where's my heart in all of this? Because it needs Leo to look at and say, what is my love? And instantly, right, when we identify identify our love, it attracts us to, like, that's the key of the universe, is right, law of attraction, right? When we can identify, become aware of what our love is, we start to call in and we feed that energy. We start attracting more of that in our life. So when we can take these principles of love and positive energies, we start to shift and change the world. You ever see like a smile and how one person who walks into the room that smiles, that maybe there was like 10 grumpy people, you know, that one smile can change so much, because it's hard. It's hard not to do this. Just as well as a laugh. A laugh does not, I don't know if you've ever been to laughter yoga, but the premise behind it is that you shift yourself into a new space after this particular laughter meditation. And part of that is the body does not recognize between a fake laugh and a real laugh. So if we have, let's just say we're going through some deep shit, okay? It's not pleasant. And we don't know what to do. Laughter is the best medicine. So we go to this laughter, laughter meditation. And we start training ourselves to laugh. Okay, and you keep doing that. You do this for like at least 30 minutes, right? The body does not realize the difference between what is a fake laugh and a real laugh. What happens alchemically during laughter? It actually shifts and changes the chemicals in your body. And again, it doesn't matter if you're faking the laugh or you're real laughing, because it's going to send certain chemicals to the brain, and the brain is going to also send chemicals down and all of that, right? And it's going to shift your mood. Now, that's going to change your attitude. So when you walk out that door, you're no longer in this grumpy mood or in this bad state. You're actually shifting and changing your frequency. And deeper within that is your vibration. Now, when you walk out the door and you interact with other people, they can feel that. And they may not realize they're feeling someone else's energy, but that's what's going on. Especially, here's another little fun little reference, right? During COVID, we were told to stay six feet away from each other, or 2 meters. Okay. What's funny is that is the auric field when it's at its closed most point. You can expand that, of course, but when it's at its most closed point, it's 2 meters or 6 feet. Now, do you find that interesting? It acknowledged a lot of aspects of what an empath is. If you don't know what an empath is someone who can feel into energy, right? The subtle energies, can feel how someone else is feeling in the room. I'll do an entire thing on empaths, and I can even break it down from the eyes of the zodiac, because the zodiac energies in itself have specialties within um, like empaths work. And so it's a fun little thing of getting to know yourself, and what can you do if you know you're an empath, and um, learning about yourself, and what maybe how that's connected to your zodiac energies, your chart, right? And what energies we're born under that literally Hashem gave us, you know? Um, all of this stuff works together, and it's beautiful. So, that being said, I challenge you today to pay attention to how you want, what you want as your your future. What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? Who do you want around you? Do you want to live in a space where there's peace and harmony? Do you want to live in a space where you can choose to choose? Do you want to live in a space where you can do the job you want to do, help other people, be of service to others, go to school, play a sport, do art, be a teacher, listen to music, dance? I invite you to choose something that will help you recognize this energy, connect with it, whether it's through doing some art, doing a meditation, journaling, putting on some music and feeling the vibes, dancing. You choose. Reading a book that helps you connect with this energy, studying. Allow ourselves to create a world that we want to live in. And so, that being said, I want to take a moment and I want to do a little tiny meditation. I want to, let's take a deep breath in. On this next breath, anything that no longer serves us. Let's inhale white light and exit gray. Inhale white light, exit gray. Deep within the earth, is it being transmuted? Now a deep breath in, white light, and colors out. Now I want to do 3 breaths through the crown chakra. It's right here. So take your awareness and move it up towards the crown. Put your head or hand on your head, or just visualize this violet, purple energy with gold flecks opening up the top of your crown, connecting you to spirit, source, Hashem, the creator of the universe. Let's take a deep breath in, connect with this energy. Let's hold it. Allow us to float in this energy. And out. Again, deep breath in, move our awareness up to the crown. Let's float in this energy. And out. And now let's take this deep breath in, moving it up to the crown chakra. Let's float in this energy. See us connected with the universe that connects us all together. And allow this purple energy, this violet energy, to start mixing with the rainbow, and allow it to encompass your entire aura, everything around you. And out. And now let's move our awareness to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the chakra that connects us with the higher realms, the creator of the universe. And here to our physical body, to the physical awareness. Let's take a deep breath in. Allow us to feel this emerald green heart energy. And out. Let's feel the emerald green energy when we breathe in, and watch it turn to rainbow. And out. One more time, we're going to breathe into this heart energy and see the rainbow, and us all connected together with one heart. And now, let's connect with our root. Since we're on this physical plane of existence, this world, Allow us to see this garnet red energy. Let's breathe in deep. Feel it come down our legs into the earth, grounding us. Let's take a deep breath in and see this ruby red, garnet red, whatever you choose, to turn into a rainbow. And now on this last breath, I want you to take a deep breath in. See this rainbow energy and our root connected to the heart of the earth and everyone else connected to this heart. All right, one more breath. Now let's take this deep breath in and allow the rainbow energies to float over us like fairy dust. All right. So, encourage you today to go out, say hello to someone, smile at someone, wave at someone, and also tell someone you love them. I love you all, divine, beautiful souls. This is Energy Speaks Podcast with your host, Katriel. Shalom.